before we proceed with talking about variables, I want to go over comments really quick. Okay, so what is a comment? Alright, so a comment is a line that begins with 2 forward slashes. This is a comment. Now, this ignores this line of code. So when the compiler compiles this program, it ignores this statement. And this is for your purposes. This is for the programmer's purpose. So you can read what's going on. Okay, so comments are used to help you determine what these lines of code would do. So I would say, for example, the next 2 lines of code print hex. Alright. And of course, if you run it, it does the same exact thing. Alright, so this just ignores this, right? And I can also, let me run it. I can also comment out lines of code. So it now reads this forward slash as a comment. So when I go ahead and run this program, it's only going to run this line of code, because these are comments. It's just informational. So we know that we can begin comments with 2 forward slashes. And go ahead and delete this. We can also use a forward slash and a star. So let's go over that right now. Notice that this brace matches with this brace. This brace matches with this brace. If I begin at this top line forward slash star, it will comment out everything until it finds this here. This is called a comment block. It will find the matching block for a comment. So if I get rid of this, notice that everything is gray. So anything gray is represented by a comment by default. So if I put my blinker next to here, notice this is red now because it can't find the matching brace. Yep, when I uncomment, it goes right here. Let me go ahead and demonstrate this. Alright, so it runs nothing. There is no other program statements inside this main function that will execute because it's all commented out. And if I copy and paste right here, Java run, it will just print out Java because the Java is not commented out. And last, just to wrap this video up, if we, and this is just the Netbeans run, other IDEs will do the same. If I highlight this here, these 2 lines of code, and I press this little button right here, it should be on your default comment, it automatically puts comment blocks right there. So that's the way to quickly, these 2 buttons here, that's the way to quickly comment and uncomment if you want to have an entire section of code to comment out without having to type it in manually. And that's how you can go back and forth. Of course, I pressed it twice. Control Z will undo. I think that's it. I can also put a comment right here. I don't have to go to the next line to put a comment. I can say comment here. Notice that everything behind this, these 2 forward slashes is not gray, so it will still run the code behind it, but it ignores any text past the forward slashes on this line. That's it for this video. Let's continue with the next video. We'll begin talking about variables.